So dito sa confirmation of charges, kasi sa mga balita, 'di ba, basically crimes against humanity. Dito, ano yung inaasahan ninyo? Na magiging
Na
basihan ng crimes against humanity. Yung specific charges, 'di ba merong ano 'yan? By way of something, 'di ba? Yung ganun.
ah yung ano niya, yung participation, so crimes
Yeah.
against humanity in the acts of murder and attempted murder, and then these incidents. Yung count 1, yung DDS, count 2, presidente na siya pero upper barrel. Count 3, presidente siya, lower barrel ng Oplan double barrel. So
Barrel.
ito yung barangay killings. May sinasabi na 3 ways na nag-participate siya or paano siya involved. One definitely is his orders, his inducement, his kumbaga participation as an indirect co-perpetrator, meaning hindi siya yung gumawa, pero kasama siya sa nagplano. Dito
Mm.
sa, ipauna ko na, ang tawag nila common plan.
Common
Parang
plan.
ganon. May common plan. So, to be part of the common plan. So, baka, sabi ko, ano ba to inimbento ba nila? Mukhang yun yung terminology talaga nila. Kasi sa ibang cases, ganun din yung tawag nila. So, the theory is, there's a common plan na, okay ba sa inyo? Magtokhang tayo ng mga tao, parang ganon. People were part of the common plan and he instructed all these to happen. Number 2, he's also being, kumbaga, um, charged because he aided and abetted. He created an atmosphere where the killings could happen. Dito, hindi na lang siya simpleng, hindi simple na, inuutos ko itong gawin, ha? Yung isang aspect ay, he aided and abetted, he helped make the killings, quote-unquote, come true. Parang ganon.
Okay. Ibig
So,
sabihin
he
kasama dyan yung
laid
funding.
hindi, yung funding sa taas yon. He
Sa taas yun.
funded, sa taas yun. Kasi siya
Okay.
nag-utos eh. Ito yung nagsalita.
Hindi, ang daming ebidensya yan.
Ako, yun yung tingin ko, yung sa aided and abetted. Nagsalita, tapos, kayong mga yung mga adik na anak nyo, patayin nyo na. Kung hindi, ako papatay niyan. Things like
Oo.
that, di ba? Yung mga pulis na papatay, ganyan, or sasabit, akong bahala sa inyo. Hindi kayo mananagot.
I
Yan.
remember meron pa siyang sinabi early during his presidency or shortly before he assumed office, 'di ba? Parang sinabi niya yung mga ordinaryong mga nasa community, 'di ba? Take up arms and then patayin niyo yung mga kriminal. 'Di ba? May ganun siya sinabi.
Oo. Oo, na gawin nyo na yan. Kasi pag ako,
Oo.
parang ganon.
Naalala ko lang, no? 'Di ba yung CHR nung panahon na yon, meron silang pag-aaral na tuwing nagsasalita si Rodrigo Duterte na kill, 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 talaga nangyayari on the ground, which was what happened sa Bulacan, 'di ba? Yung single night na sangkatutak yung pinatay. So, magagamit 'yan as a piece of
Yes.
evidence, hindi ba?
Yes. So, yung statements niya could be part of that kumbaga, general framework of aiding and abetting, moral encouragement to all those involved. And then, sorry, hiwalay ko pala, tama, separate pa yung parang inducing. Kasi yung ordering, ikaw nag-utos di ba? Parang part ka talaga ng plano. Pero iba pa yung inducing people to carry out the crimes and kind of helping carry out the crimes. Yung pag-set up ng DDS, ng Davao Death Squad. Kumbaga, hindi niya kailangang malaman yung mga pangalan, paano papatayin, pero yung reward system, yung quota system are in place. That's certainly inducing people to commit the crimes. So, the prosecution will prove yan. Ganito ang kanyang naging participation doon sa quote-unquote common plan.
Okay. Ito pala, no? In the meantime, talking about the former president's game plan, may effort itong kanyang defense counsel na ipa-disqualify yung 3 abogadong Pilipino. Is that something that should be taken seriously or baka naman another one of those efforts na kailangan i-tick off mo sa box no? O yan ginawa ko na yan.
Well, I don't know actually, and ako hindi na ako magpapalawig pa, pero what I can assure the public is that hindi naman ito makakasagabal sa February 23. the subject lawyers nung yung tatlo ng disqualification request, they will be given an opportunity to comment. Intay na lang natin yung comment nila. And as long as may representative naman yung victims for February 23, maiiraos naman natin ito. Kaya intay na lang natin yung comment din talaga nung parties involved and future efforts on the part of Kaufman. Pero ang mabibilib ka naman sa kanya, ito yung term nito sa corporate world or corporate lawyers. Lagi kong naririnig sa mga kaibigan ko, yung due diligence. Yung due diligence, sisiguraduhin mong tama ang lahat. In terms kung corporate, 'di ba, para nagawa na print out mo na ba lahat ng ganito? Nakasubmit ka ba ng ganito? Meron ka bang picture ng ganito? Yung talagang kumpleto, Ricardos. Sigurado kang walang kulang. All your T's are dashed and all your I's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. Ganyan. Dito, pati lahat ng taong involved, binubusisi niya. Kaya I would have to give that to him. So, I would say anybody who comes into the picture ay bubusisiin ng defense. And kudos to them for that. Ang natatakot lang ako or ang hindi ko alam kung anong magiging reaction nila doon sa 500 victims who have been qualified additionally sa hearing ng February 23. To be frank, hindi ko inaasahan to na ganun kabilis. Kasi ang compute ko, February 9, pinasubmit yung natitirang application forms. So nagkaroon kasi ng confusion in a way tungkol dun sa sino bang victims. Kasi sabi ng prosecutor may 49 incidents. E di yung victims lang dun sa 49 incidents. Nag-clarify yung prosecutor, hindi lang to. Kayo naman, no? Thousands others. Kaya, if it's a killing that happened in the context of the war on drugs within this period, pasok yan. So, yung dating mga sinabmit at ipinagpaliban, isinabit na namin sa ICC registrar, tapos pinagpaliban lang nung registrar's unit na, teka, kasama ba to? Hindi to kasama sa 49. Nung una kasi 29 lang yung inaccept. So, nung Feb 9, pinasubmit yung iba. Yung parang, ito check nyo nga kung pwede to. Hindi sila part ng 49, pero they're part of other incidents. 500 agad. Feb 9 lang yun. 500 agad yung inaccept. Kaya, for me, ang dami. And then, thank you dahil lahat po yan, sinabit na namin noong August. So, medyo alam na namin kung paano moving further.
May isa akong tanong dito sa sa witnesses. I understand open pa rin ng ICC, 'di ba? Kung may mga witnesses na willing to come forward. And that goes both ways, 'di ba? Also witnesses that who think they could help the cause of Rodrigo Duterte. Tama?
Well, for that, they would have to go to the defense.
The defense, okay.
Sa the defense. Wag ka na sa prosecutor. Pero, ito yung very peculiar about the ICC. The prosecutor, whatever information they get, even if it is exculpatory, they have to disclose to the defense. They need to. Kaya, kung may papasok na gustong mag-witness para kay Duterte, technically, pwede din silang lumapit sa prosecution. Di ba? Parang, kasi ibibigay naman ng prosecution sa defense. Kaya lang, kumbaga, malimpintuan yung pinasok mo. Nag-long way ka, imbes na shortcut, diretso ka dun sa pupuntahan mo. Pero, in the scheme of things, mapupunta pa rin yung information sa defense.
Kaya ako natanong yung Attorney Chrissy kasi for instance, someone like Senator Bongo, Sara Duterte, other people who are very, very loyal to the former president, they can actually do that voluntarily, di ba? Kasi medyo expected naman nila yung mga bintang eh. So, hindi totoo yan. Na pinag-utos si tata yan. Pwede lang gawin yan, no?
Yeah. As I don't know how they are going to kumbaga prepare their defense kasi exactly. Pero the last I heard, una kasi you have to indicate, do you want to avail of grounds excluding criminal responsibility, including self-defense. So yung ganun.
May ganun, no?
Indicate mo lang kung may self-defense, mental incapacity, alibi, or under duress. Parang ganon. Yan yung mga grounds excluding criminal responsibility under, if I'm not mistaken, Article 35 of the Rome Statute. Sa binuo ng defense, hindi nila i-avail yun. So ano kayang sasabihin niya? Alibi would have been, I was not there, I was not the one who ordered that, I was ganon. We're figuring out, pero ang one of the possible, of course, as always, in any case, you can always say that you were not the one who is the most responsible. May mas mataas sa akin. Pwedeng ganon. Or hindi ako dyan, hindi ako sa main group, wala ako sa common plan. Ano lang ako, meron lang ako. Pwedeng ganon. So,
pwede yan. Attorney,
baka ganon lang ang kalabasan.
Attorney, lastly, no? Napag-usapan natin to before, pero I'm still curious. Paano kayang binabayaran ni Digong yung kanyang abogado? I understand, hindi naman siya pasok dun sa dito, yung legal assistance mechanism, hindi ba?
Yes, and I have to see, may announcement, hindi naman announcement, sorry, clarification yung court niyan. They issued parang Q&A para po sa mga gustong chumismis. Punta po kayo sa website ng ICC. So, icc-cpi.int. Meron silang recent posting about the case. Anong mangyayari sa ano. So, that's a particular question. Parang how does he pay for his fees? Ang nakalagay doon, he has not availed of the legal aid. So, he's paying for it out of pocket.
Out of pocket. Kasi, di ba ang projection niya, mahirap siya. Hindi siya nagpayaman sa posisyon. Di ba? Yun ang, dun sa huling quadcom na humarap siya, di ba?
Pero, iba kasi pag yung indigent talaga, parang ganon. Kaya,
Ibig sabihin, hindi ko siya dinadala ron sa, whether he's entitled to that. Pero ibig sabihin, he must have something, di ba? Kung out of pocket yan O baka naman yung mga generous sa mga kaibigan niya, nagpo-pool ng resources to support his costs. Pwedeng ganon.
Pwedeng ganon. Pero essentially, he's paying for this privately. Ito pala yung So nasa website po yun, who pays for Mr. Duterte's defense? Mr. Duterte is not an indigent for the purposes of the court's legal aid system. He therefore bears the costs of his defense in the proceedings before the court. So yun yung
sariling gastos.
court answer. Whether kapamilya, may bumubuhos na pera. Pero as to how much is being paid out, we don't know. Only he and his lawyers would know then.